Hey, what's up? This is DJ Thunderous. I'm happy to finally be here with Sakis from the band W.E.B. Where are you calling from today, and can you give us a history of the band, please?
First of all, hello, and I'm really happy to talk with you guys. Let me say my name again. I'm Sakis Darkface from the band W.E.B. We are from Athens of Greece. We started the band, I started the band 2002. Many screw-ups, many member changes in the beginning, We managed to have a first album out with a major label, EMI, 2006. Since then, many changes have happened to the band as band members, but the band is still here. W.E.B. is still here. We are still fighting against all odds to pass on our perspective, if you will, of whatever we want to say through our art, which is music, lyrics, visuals, and whatever you call it. So, yeah, that's who you're talking to, briefly.
That's cool. So who are the current members at this time, and what are their roles in the band?
Okay, our drummer, who is Nikitas, he's been with the band for 4 years now. Amazing drummer, one of the best maybe we have in Greece. I was really amazed when I was introduced to him. He has also been member of other projects, and he is quite making his own name through his YouTube channel. If you search Nikitas Mandolas, I'm saying it weird because it's a weird name for many people maybe, and that's how you should search for him. I'm gonna pass to our guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
He has also a very strange name. His name is Agius Sextus Maximus, which was, like my name, a high school nickname. It's not like, one of those black metal nicknames that most people try to find for their stage presence. And he's our guitarist, great guy, lead guitarist, backing vocals on stage. He had a band called Dismal Chant. This one is in hiatus right now, so his only band is W.E.B. like mine. There's also Hellfire.
Mm-hmm.
She's our bass player. Also backing vocals on stage because she's also a singer. Also on the upcoming album, she has done some lead vocals as well, because it would be a pity to have such a singer and not have her record her voice. She has her own band, a death metal band. She's the front woman there, called Afterblood. She used to be session vocalist for Camelot, the band Camelot, and also she has toured as a backing vocalist with King Diamond.
Wow.
And then there's me.
Who are you?
Hello, pleased to meet you. Then there's me, that I am I don't like the word, but it's like, I am the main man of the band because I am the only original member of the band. But I don't like the word because we are a team of 4 people. I am the singer, guitarist. I also write the music, the lyrics. Well, in the upcoming album, everybody has written music and lyrics. So, this is us. That's the current lineup.
That's pretty awesome. And being that you write the lyrics and things, do they all agree with your writings and things like that?
Yeah, I think so. Well, since the last album, I was the only one writing lyrics. And I think that, everybody agrees with the lyrics. But the good thing is that when the other guys have read the lyrics, it's always a good matter of discussion. you know. They, I mean, mostly with Sextus, we have opened many discussions about my lyrics. You know, he's asking me stuff. He has read many things and he likes to contribute in the conversation. So this is also a reason why I asked both him and Hellfire to contribute lyrics on the new one. Because our opinions and perspectives are very much the same. So why should I have the burden to to write all the lyrics?
That's true. And
Yeah.
plus Hellfire, she's, you know, so creative with everything. You know, she does her own artwork and everything, doesn't she?
Yes, she's into artwork. Now she is into learning more stuff in video editing, you know, with animations and everything. Also, she likes sculpture and makes some awesome stuff. So yeah, she's a very creative person, a very interesting character that one could meet in his life, and yeah, she's remarkable.
That's great. I'm looking forward to the new album, by the way. I like all your other albums, so I can't wait to hear the new one.
I can't wait for this album to come out as well. It's ready, and we are very, very enthusiastic about it. And I think that you will like it most from any other album because it's very straight, you know. We try to avoid the long intros, the very heavy orchestra stuff. It's a very straightforward album.
Awesome.
I mean,
Well,
it's down bullseye.
when you can release it, will be your first purchase.
Okay. Okay. That makes me happy.
Yes. So could you give everyone the meaning of the band name, please?
Yeah. The band name, which is a very, very internet unfriendly name, the name of the band is Where Everything Began. By the way, this is a discussion that maybe we should change, if you will, our name into Where Everything Began instead of Web, because it's very difficult for people to find us through the internet with that name. Anyway, Where Everything Began, what does it mean? Where Everything Began is a question and an answer at the same time. The point that everything began at this particular dark corner of one's mind, it's that particular spot that drives you to do things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, being in a band, expressing yourself, you don't actually need a reason to do that. You just need to have a drive to do that. I mean, I want to sing about some stuff. I don't know why I want to sing about this stuff, and I don't care. I only know I want to write music about something. The point where all this starts is where everything began.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. Because I know with a lot of your music, you probably heard some good things and bad things with your choices of your songs and your, you know, your album names and things like that. It doesn't matter, though, what people think. It matters what you think. And you can get it out there.
Well, we have, especially the second album was, I know that in the second album, there are some very, very controversial stuff, both lyrically and the video clip we had back then with the naked lesbians. And we were called sexists, we were called many, many names. I don't even cared. I mean, I was like, seriously, I was like, what is a sexist? I don't even know. What are you saying? What is that? I just said, that's a song about loneliness and Satan and whatever you call it. I don't know what you're saying. I have no idea what you're talking about, guys. Even when something is controversial in a bad sense. It means that it has moved people to think about. And if people think about it, it means that people have paid attention, even through their own mind. So it's good to make their mind work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always here to explain what's the meaning behind everything. Since it makes people's mind work, that's fine with me. That's a very nice first goal. And I'm not saying that whatever I would write in my lyrics or, you know, whatever, I am the correct one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because every day, I am a person that likes to evolve, you know? So every day I want to find things from my yesterday self that are wrong. That means that I am finding new things. I am becoming better. I am, you know. So as long as it makes people think, it works.
There you go. And back to the naked lesbians. You should have just said to him, well, if you're so worried about that, go to a beach. You're going to see it there.
Yeah.
It's true. Am I right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, back then, we were very influenced. The stage presence of Cradle of Filth, that they were having strippers on stage. So, for some reason, we thought, hey, that would be cool if we do that as well. And we did. I mean, I know it's on the past decade and it's quite hard to find videos, but there are videos on YouTube that are from like 2006, 2007, that there are the strippers on stage with us. And this was kind of our show. So we just, what we did in this video was what was happening on stage back then.
That's pretty cool. I'd like to check them out.
It's not very clear. Maybe the video clip is better. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool because we didn't want to make it. The message was mostly, you know, like you are watching something sinful or maybe forbidden. I'm not trying to pass like you know, a porn kind of vibe. It's very, very different. It's nude and porn is different.
Yes, it is, because you can.
Anyway,
it's called self-expression.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody sees some things in their own way, and I really couldn't care less if they cannot understand some things that are very much obvious, at least to me. And I couldn't even care less if they don't care. Listen to the explanation. I mean, it's like, you know, the band Sun O.
I think I've heard of them.
Okay, I mean, it's a very strange band. The first time I listened to them, it was like 15 minutes of and what is that? Why are these guys making sold out shows? And yeah, at some point I understood it. Okay, it's some things in art that are strange, you know. It's just like that. You don't like it, go and watch Beyonce. I don't know.
Or some Bieber.
Oh. Yeah, whatever.
All right, well, we're going to have everyone check out your track here. Here's Dragona. Crank it up.
All right. Okay.
All right, that was Dragona. Everyone out there, let us know if you understand. Could you tell everyone about that track, please?
About that track, this is a very, very important track for me personally, and I am very happy that it has become a very, very important track for the band as well, and for our friends, our fans. I like to call them friends. Anyway, this is a song about a woman. I mean, a relative. How to say? She was like my aunt. Okay, Dragona was her name. I had her here at home for like several years and taking care of her. She passed away, and I was really about what happened to her life, because she was a person very, very. She was like a queen. She was like a, an old lady, a tall old lady, but you could see she was like an empress if you would see her.
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful, very, very, very elegant, like a very heavy personality, very, very dominant. And her house was great, and everything about her personality was great. And I couldn't imagine how a person like that withers through an illness, a bad illness, that that this person loses themselves into something, even if they are alive. Like their personality fades away, and then their life fades away. It was like very shocking to me that this could happen to anybody. I mean, this is what makes a sequel. Death makes a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very sad about it, and I wanted to write a song describing how a royal character this was. And I saw her death like a dragon's death, because her name means dragon,
Right.
And yeah, it's from the island I come from. Half of my family from there, we are called dragons because they come from an ancient religion which has to do with snakes and dragons there. It's a pagan thing. It's too long a discussion. Anyway, so I took all this stuff together and put it into a song that I wanted. I didn't want the song to be a sad song, really. I wanted to be a liberation song. And I remember I wrote the lyrics and the music in one and a half day. I was in my studio for like 36 hours straight.
Wow.
And I just came out with that song, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna send it to the band now. You guys, if you don't like it, I'm gonna be very, very mad. But anyway, everybody liked it, so yeah, here we are.
So you kind of were like sharing a dark time in your life and trying to make it a celebration kind of dark tune.
Yeah, I write very much about death. You see, the lyrics, they are always about death. The thing about it is that how we die is how we end the circle of our life, and it kind of defines our life,
Mm-hmm.
Because death is what gives our life the meaning that life has. If we were all immortals, the time we have here does not have the same meaning. So, yeah.
That is kind of true. Now, I have one question, and it's kind of odd. It just popped in my head, and I'm going to ask it. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Now, being that you sing about death, do you think you're afraid of death, or do you welcome death?
I have thought about it many times. I think that I am very afraid of dying at this point. And let me explain what I'm saying. There came a point to my life that I was very sick. I was very sick. Like very quickly it hit me. I thought I was, you know, I was suddenly dying. I literally believed I am dying right now, you know. And I remember that thinking that these were my last moments alive. I remember what I was thinking. I was not thinking that I am afraid to die. I was thinking, no, not now. There's things I want to do. There's things I still have to do. I'm not finished here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not afraid of death. But I am really, really trying to make the most of what I have of my time here. You know, so when I am done with that I have here, okay, let me be Stardust.
Got it. Well, thank you for that. I wasn't sure if I should have asked you that, but I think you said it perfectly,
Okay.
actually. All right, we're going to check out your second track here. It's actually kind of perfect. Let's check out Morphine for Saints. Crank it up.
All right.
right. That was Morphine for Saints, you know. That track is pretty cool. I like that.
Thanks.
Could you tell everyone about that one?
Well, this is a very straightforward track. I think it's very obvious. And this was a track that I just wanted to headbang to. And, okay, let's put some black and roll riffs and some thrash metal and let's put it all together and 1, 2, 3, go, you know. And the lyrics are about whatever the title says. It's Morphine for Saints. It's like, you know, in the testaments about the saints, every saint is said to not feel the pain in whatever torture they had.
Mm-hmm.
They always welcomed it. And I was like, okay, so if I were to be a saint and I wasn't to be tortured, I mean, I was being tortured, but I wouldn't feel a thing, yeah, I would be brave enough to go to whatever emperor and tell him to go shove his 12 guts to wherever bottom he had. But, I mean, yeah, so what the hell is this? Why would you give this kind of morphine to saints?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I mean, this doesn't make them martyrs. Martyr, it comes from the Greek word martyrio, which means to be tortured. So, where's the martyr to that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, you know, I used to, I am I don't know if you know it, but I am a horse rider. That's the sport I am doing. And I have a horse which is like very, very big and everybody sees him and they fear him. And I am afraid of him as well. And if I wasn't afraid, maybe I would be a much, much better horse rider. But I am becoming better because I am overcoming my fear. And this is the real win that I have every day. You know, if I didn't have it, there would be no, you know, nothing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, the price is gone, you know. It's not expensive anymore. It's like meaningless.
Right. So what's your horse's name?
Paris.
Cool.
Paris, you know, the guy from Troy that stole the beautiful Helen?
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I hope you overcome that, and he will be your best thing to go to.
He is. He's one of my 2 babies. I have this big baby, and I have a smaller baby here at home, a small dog.
Aw, cute. So you currently have 4 releases. How do you think your music has evolved or changed over the years?
It very much has to do with the lineup of every album. I mean, the first album is a very gothish metal album. It's got black metal elements and thrash metal and everything, but it's like even its sound, it's very, very gothic. Second album, which was slightly different lineup, but a very, very experimental album. And after that, the albums that follow the third and the fourth album are mostly my compositions. Mm-hmm. So what happens is I can see how the music of the band is evolving, but what I can see is how I was evolving as a composer. I think it's got to do with whatever influences come at certain points of time, and also has to do with how you perceive music and how you think that people should perceive your music. It's kind of strange, really. It's not really for me to say, you know, mm-hmm. because at certain points of time, this is what came out. I mean, I know already. I can go through all every song and tell you this was crap, this was wrong, this was okay, but this is how it came out to be. This was, it's the shield of time, and this is how it went on record. People say that they can hear the evolution. I am happy that they do. I am not into, as I said, I am not searching what's happening. I don't care what's happening. I just, sit down with my guitar and my pen, my keyboards, and I write stuff. And I am happy if you see that there's an evolution. I don't know if there is.
Well, we'll let you know.
I don't know if there is.
The first time we heard your music, we were hooked on it. So that's a good, good thing for you to know.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is.
So on a few of your couple of your albums, you had special guest artists on there. Could you tell everyone who was on there and, where they played?
On the first album, we had Duncan Patterson, which was the main composer of the band Anathema from the UK. I'm so proud of this cooperation, and we are still friends. I miss him because I haven't seen him in years. Anyway, he was playing. He played the bass in one song. We did it for fun because he was coming to Athens and we were hanging out and drinking, and he was staying at my place some nights and everything. So we did it, just for the fun of it. But he and we also did a couple of concerts together. Cool. Him being as a guest on stage with us. Mm-hmm. And I am a great fan of his work with Anathema and whatever he did after that. But this was like, this is like, scarred in my heart. The Eternity and Alternative 4 album. These are monumental. Mm-hmm. Second, yeah. Also, we had on the last album on vocals, we had the second vocalist of Septic Flesh. Septic Flesh is a symphonic death metal band.
Oh, I know who they are, right?
Yeah. Sotiris from Septic Flesh has done the vocals in the song Golgotha. We are singing it as a duet on the record, which was amazing. He's also a friend, and we are also hanging out sometimes. And I just, I told him I want some clean vocals here. Can you do it? He was like, yeah, sure. And the next day he sent me the recordings.
Cool.
Like, I did it.
I would have been jumping for joy.
Yeah, I was so. What the hell, man? Yeah, it was a nice song, guys. So we talked and then I recorded it here in my studio. Okay.
Wow.
Also on the we have cooperated with Androniki Skoula, which is the singer from the avant-garde orchestral band Chaos Star. Mm-hmm. She's a mezzo-soprano. She has done some operatic vocals in our EP and on the Tartarus album. And last but not least, and very, very important, we have cooperated with Christos Antoniou from Septic Flesh. Wow. Who is a mastermind in orchestrating. And he has done all our, in Forbidden's album, in Tartarus album, and on the upcoming album, he has done all the final orchestral arrangements. No, the orchestral arrangements start from me, but I am not I am an orchestrator, but I am not at least as good as Christos is. So Christos has. He's taking care of the orchestra in our records.
Wow, I'm looking so forward to this now. You just made my day.
it's always cool because we have already done 2 web records together. We have cooperated in solo projects, me and Christos. I mean, in several songs, and we have a good chemistry together. But it's very, very interesting when it's a song that I am composing, I am arranging, and I am passing on the arrangement to the professional arrangement right now. I mean, to the mastermind arrangement kind of guy, and it's very, very interesting that I am having comments coming from him because you cannot really actually teach that stuff. You have to constantly study about it and read about it. So he's very, very, very much experienced because he has a diploma, a master, I don't know, whatever it is that he has on that. That's his job. He's an orchestrator and a professional composer, so he knows how to put some things together,
Right.
And his advice was always and still is very, very precious.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, we have done cooperations with. I mean, these are the people that you can hear in the music. There is also we have cooperated with Frederick Nordstrom, which in the second album, which was the producer of Dimmu Borgir, Arch Enemy in Flames, and many other bands. We were in his studio for like 2 weeks. Anyway, there have been many people involved in our whole career so far.
That's awesome. All right, speaking of it, let's give everyone a taste of Golgotha. Crank it up.
Yeah.
sun, under the moon. With no hate, with no tears for me. Under a sky of purple petals, under the clouds, under the sun, under the moon. With no hate, with no tears for me.
All right, that was Golgotha. Well, you said it right there. That's an awesome track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need to say anything more about it because you already said it all.
Thanks.
Unless you want to add something in about it, feel free.
Golgotha is... I don't know if people know it. Golgotha is the hill that Jesus went on with his cross and was crucified on. Golgotha is the place the crucifixion took place.
Yep.
The title has nothing to do with what the song says. The title is mostly because it's the first part of the Thanatos trilogy. Thanatos means death.
Yep.
The title has to do mostly with the circle of the trilogy that it comes out from, but the song is very, I mean, maybe the least black metal thing I would say, but to me it is very, very important. The lyrics are inspired by the book and one of my personal favorites, The Little Prince. I don't know if you know that book.
No, I've never read that.
It's a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a prince who lives in his own little planet. The planet is very, very, very small. It's like a small rock in space, and he only has a rose, and he just has some birds that come and take him, and he travels to several planets and several places on the Earth, you know.
Cool.
And the song is about when the prince found a fox on the Earth and tried to be friends with the fox. And he became, he learned how to tame a wild beast with this fox. And he learned what love is with this fox. And if you read the story about the little prince and the fox, you will understand. It's a very important story to me. And I think that everybody that hasn't read the story of the Little Prince, it's by a French author, de Saint-Exupéry, and you should.
I'll definitely check it out.
It's gonna give you many, many things to think about in your life.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I'm gonna have to check it out. Everybody out there, check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you've toured and played with many, many excellent bands, and like you said, Septic Flesh, Warren Dane was one, Cradle of Filth, and so many more. What have you learned as a band when having the opportunity to experience being with these people and playing with them?
First of all, I must say that there came a point that I said, okay, I am very, very happy and lucky. I mean, look at the list of the people that we have toured and cooperated with, which is amazing. And, everybody has something to contribute because these names are legendary. Mm-hmm. And you always have something, even from the slightest detail, you learn stuff. I can speak endlessly about the whole story of all those things. I mean, yeah, I'm really, really proud that I was on a mini tour with Worrell. It's it's in my heart. I have a T-shirt that I don't wear anymore because it was a gift from him. and it was really important to me because I met him in 2000. That he was here in Greece touring with Nevermore for Dead Heart in a Dead World.
Cool.
And we toured together when he was doing the solo tour for Dead Heart in a Dead World, which is like, Worrell was a very strong hero / friend that I had in my teenage years when I discovered Nevermore. Without knowing him, for me to getting to know him and tour together, it's amazing. Same goes for Danny Filth and Cradle of Filth. Same goes for the amazing guys from Moonspell. That they every time we meet, they treat us like their best friends. Same goes for our for Septic Flesh, which we happen to be personal friends as well. Spiros and Christos and Dinos, their guitar player, which is also Dinos, the guitar player of Septic Flesh, is the guy that has recorded our albums.
Yeah.
Also the upcoming album, and he's also the guy that mixes and masters our stuff. He's an amazing person. He also mixed and mastered the Infernus Symphonica that came out on Friday from Septic Flesh.
Nice.
He's an amazing talented guys. Great people in Septic Flesh. I love them, and I love to tour with them because it's always, we are two Greek bands, and it's always party time with good friends, and you can communicate all the time, which is very, very important. I don't know. It was huge. Even it was for one time that we played with Iron Maiden. One of the best days of my life. It was amazing to have. I mean, something that is not known is that we had our sound check, and we had like an hour and a half for sound check that day. And at some point, they come to us and tell us, "Can you? We have to stop your sound check because Iron Maiden is going to sound check."
And you were like, "What?"
No. I was like, okay, because Iron Maiden to me are like, beyond.
Yep.
Beyond anything. I mean, if Maiden says so, I don't care.
Exactly.
And Maiden, what they did, they went on stage, they played the Trooper, they played the half song, and they said, "Okay, now, let the guys finish their sound check." Sorry for the interruption.
Wow.
And I remember meeting Steve Harris backstage. I was in tears. I was very, very shy, and I am not a shy person. I was very, very shy to approach him and, just meet him. And by accident, by a very, very strange accident, I went on catering to eat with Bruce Dickinson that day. And I didn't even know because he was in front of me, and it was, I am a tall guy. He's slightly shorter than me, at least.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a hat and a strange jacket. I didn't even know it was Bruce Dickinson. But then he, turned to me and he was like, I'm searching for the toast. And some English stuff that I didn't even hear a thing. And I was, like 2 minutes later, I was sitting with Bruce Dickinson and exchanging, a couple of sentences. But anyway, this is fanboy stuff. I know. The thing is, we were blessed and very lucky to have made it to tour with amazing bands so far, and we are a new band, to be honest, and a small band, but we have a portfolio from the last 3 years to have been on stage with great bands. The last of them was the last January that we toured for the whole January, the whole Europe with Meleches, and it was amazing.
I can imagine.
It was amazing, and Meleches are great band. I love them. Ashmedai, the frontman, he's a great guy. We were talking endlessly every night. We had endless discussions. We had endless nights of drinking wine and watching Star Trek together. And I remember he was such a kind person that whenever he was seeing like anybody, like, oh, this like in a store, oh, this T-shirt is cool, and he was going behind your back, buy the T-shirt,
and give it to you.
And the next step, and yeah, there you go, I bought it for you. What the hell are you doing? No, it's from me to you. Yeah, great person, great friend, and I don't know. I am very happy about them all. And the good thing is, nobody so far has been a douche,
Well, that's a good thing.
I am very, very happy about it, because it's really important to me to, when I listen to something, to listen to the music and admire the music, and I become one with the person who composed this, who wrote these lyrics. We are finding things in common with the people that do that,
Right.
And it's like a very distant, strange friendship, and it's a great disappointment if you would see that this person is not a nice guy, But every one of them, if they have toured with W.E.B, they are nice guys. Just
Right.
Watch out for our biography. If you see a band in there, they are good guys.
Well, that's cool. Now, if you could play anywhere in the world, where would that be, and who do you think you'd like to tour with you?
Tour with? You mean?
You're the headliner.
Oh, I'm the headliner.
Yep.
So, I am the headliner. I thought that I should be the support act.
Well, we're going to make you the headliner this time, and you rattle off some bands that you could have them tour with you.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, first of all, let's go to the place I would like to play.
Okay.
We haven't been to America. And I know from bands that I have talked with. I've talked with Rotting Christ, with Septic Flesh. Had many discussions with Nergal from Behemoth. They all told me that it's really tough in America.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everywhere, because when somebody goes to a concert, they see the band on stage playing, and that's it. But for the band, is a whole day on tour, and things in South America and the States and Canada are pretty tough when you are touring. So, but regardless of this, I know that there, in these places, is the most important thing in the world to me, and that's the people. Very, very different people. That's everybody says.
Yeah.
Very, very different people than anywhere in Europe or in Japan. Very, very different people. And here in Europe, everywhere you play is different.
Mm-hmm.
But in America, from north to south, it's kind of the same thing with people. Everybody's enthusiastic. Everybody wants to mosh. Everybody is like, it's the best audience ever. And this is what makes makes a concert great. The give and take with the band and the audience. So this is where I would like to be. And who would be the support act?
Let's see, huh? How about Karak Angren?
Not a support act, because they have become a very, very big name right now in symphonic black metal. And I am following this band since the beginning. By accident, I found them, and I absolutely love their first 3 albums. I love them. And I love the creativity that they have both in their music and artistically, and the horror concept is really, really amazing.
It is.
Amazing.
I'm looking forward to seeing them live someday. That's my big dream.
I've seen them. I've seen them a couple of times, and you will not be disappointed.
Especially, I want to hear him sing live "When Crows Tick on Windows." I love that song.
Yeah, I wanted to in both concerts. I wanted the Funerary Dirge of a Violinist, which used to be one of my favorite songs from them, and it was never played. Anyway.
Well, anyways, all I have to say is you guys can come here live and bring whatever bands you would like. Come to America.
We will try. We will try. It is a goal for us. We will try to do that. It's very expensive to come to the stage, and it's not only to come. It's very expensive, the production and everything. So it has to be very much planned ahead. Mm-hmm. But we want to do it. We want to do it. We'll see how things work out on the next album.
Nice. Well, I look forward to the next album. When you release the album and you'll have new merchandise, I'm assuming, and things like that, where can everyone find you on your social media sites and purchase your merchandise, etc.?
The easiest thing to do is visit our website, which is webmetalband.com, and through there they can find all our social media, our official Bandcamp store, mm-hmm. and they can come in touch with the band, and everything. We make it easy. We are very, very because we don't have a very big fan base. We are very, very close to our fans. I mean, we want to have like almost a personal relationship with them.
Yes, and you have been very friendly.
What we have seen is that even if we have like, we have like 10,000 people, okay, and we have like 5 messages per day, and it's not very hard for me to talk to everybody a bit. It's not very hard. And we also, after every concert, we don't go backstage when we are done. We always, go backstage and, put our stuff and then come talk to people. We don't even, spend the time to shower at this point. We always, want to talk to people, because what we have seen is that we may have a small fan base, but the people that we have as fans, they get attached to our music very much, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. They don't just like the music; they are very attached to it, and this becomes much more personal, and we deal with it the same way as much as we can, because we are very thankful for it. It is what gives us the motivation to move on.
That's very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your new album. And is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to out there, or anything you'd like to say to the fans listening out there?
I don't know. I think I've mentioned everybody. I'm sorry if somebody listens that and think that I should give a shout out, but I am not very well known for my memory, and and maybe I sound wise, but I can assure you I am not. And my apologies if I've forgotten anybody. And what I want to say is, if you haven't listened to W.E.B, if you haven't listened to Where Everything Began, if you haven't listened to this band with the URL that's webmetalband.com, give us some of your time, give us a chance. Maybe we have something for you, and I can assure you we always want to make it the best way possible.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, could you do a shout out for the radio station, please?
Hello, I am Sakis Darkface from W.E.B. You are tuned into the Thunderhead show on MetalDevastationRadio.com, where metal reigns supreme.